on Yelp. Pull up all these pictures and you're like, oh, that's the dessert you're eating? All right, Michelle. That's the candle? Okay, that's the same candle. I know where that.
45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. Wait, can you run that long? No offense.
That's why I got married, dog. You know, first date, bro.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, my first date with her.
And look at
I think a guy's more comfortable being alone than a girl, but I mean, that's a whole nother
You think so? First and foremost, welcome to the Men Don't Know Podcast. I'm the man of many friends, your host and creator, Chris Boone. And here on the podcast, we talk with a bunch of guys. We ask a bunch of women questions over wine and cocktail. Whether you're listening to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, YouTube, Audio Boy, you downloaded that Men Don't Know Podcast app. I cannot thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always. Hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1. Shoot me an email, Chris at MenDon'tKnow.com, or hop on the MenDon'tKnow.com website. Shoot me a message. Coy, my guy, back in the business like we never left. Question of the day. Go back 10 years and give yourself some relationship advice. We are going to call the guys, but we will get our responses after this. Let's get on the phone now. Man, let's call the guy that's been batting 1,000 lately. Let's call guy B. This guy's been good. There we go. What's good, B?
What up?
Not much, man. How you living?
All right, just editing over here.
Okay, like it. Question of the day is, I want you to go back 10 years, and if you could give your younger self some relationship advice, what three things would you tell him?
Relationship advice as in, like, the mistakes that I made. Like,
I mean, you have the knowledge that you have now.
Okay, so
he's in a relationship. What advice would you give him?
I'm speaking to myself, right?
You're speaking to yourself. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I think the number one thing I would probably say is stop chasing.
Damn. Okay. Please elaborate on that, though.
Yeah, I will elaborate.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the other conversation a few pods ago. Like we came out, like what would I tell myself, like as far as relationship goes?
Yeah.
Because remember what I said about getting your bag first, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So I would go back to that. So I would say stop chasing women. Get on your financial side first, and then be patient. And that's all I can say.
What if he's in a relationship right now? What if you are in you are in a relationship?
Oh, so you're talking about being in a relationship?
Yes, you're in a relationship now.
Okay. I think the biggest one I would say is listen more and stop reacting more.
Damn.
So I think a lot of it.
That's the problem in 90% of relationships.
I think so. I think that we're so quick to interject, so quick to rebuttal, that we forget to actually listen to the person, that what they're really trying to convey to us. Like majority of a lot of the times that we are very defensive. We become very defensive in conversations that we don't even want to hear what the other person is saying, because we're already psychologically in our mind, we're like already answering it in a defensive mind mode, right?
Yeah.
So I think, but if you really sit down, when it comes to women, what I've seen in my past is that I didn't really listen to them. I think had I really listened to what they were really conveying to me, of what they were asking of me, I think there's a lot of situations where I think I could have, like a lot of the arguments wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, when looking back on a lot of it, it's all about, just listening, man. Just listening. Communication is one of the two things that they just, point out to me, because there was a time where like, my ex, like, Like, she's trying to tell me something, but I'm already on defense mode because I know how she is, right?
Yeah.
So a lot comes down to you think you're about to get into an argument. So automatically your defense mode is coming up, right? So you don't really listen to the person. You're really waiting to react.
Yeah.
You're really waiting to defend. You're not really listening to understand the person, because if you really understand the person, then you get an idea of like exactly what she's trying to convey to you. And then you can be like, my bad, I'm sorry. And being very empathetic and sympathetic is very important in relationship, that we forget that, you know, that is our significant other. Like sometimes we treat our significant other as if it was just a friend that we just met.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about how many years that you've been together, right? Like, if you really focus on those things and just actually communicate with the other person, a lot of these arguments and toxic relationship will not come out, because you actually on each other's side, and you're as a team, you're trying to fix the situation instead of one trying to fix it, the other one's trying to, you know what I'm saying? One's fixing it, but the other one's just not. They're all there to fix it. They're just here to get a point out or etc. But like, if you really come down to it, because that's a lot of the relationships that actually do work, their communication skills are way above than everybody else. That means they know how to convey a point to the other person without getting the other person mad or pissed off or anything like that. There's ways you can convey communication in just subtle ways instead of like egging somebody on in many ways, where that happens a lot now. Like, that's why all these arguments happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's also understanding the other person and what that other person's needs are. So if you're, you have to be able to, like, come up with their, what they're requesting. Like, if you're not there just to talk and having a conversation here and there, and that's not enough. It's a lot of work. Relationships is a lot of work.
A lot.
I think like it's a lot of work, but it also shouldn't be that hard. Even though it's a lot of work, but a lot of work comes in on a daily basis. You're communicating, what needs to be done, and et cetera, et cetera. But you have to do those things. If you don't do those things, man, like, over time, you're going to have these resentment moments because of your communication is lacking. And I can say to myself that I lacked in that. I think I messed up on those. There's moments, right? Even though my exes, one of my exes were really tough.
Yeah.
But I also ultimately think if I just listened to her and exactly what she was trying to tell me, I think a lot of my relationships would be a lot better. Now, also, I do wear my heart on my sleeve, and I do, push forth the effort on every relationship that I was in. So I think the other advice that I would give is like, learn how to let go.
Yeah. Coy, go get the bib.
What do you mean let go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So like, there's so many things where like we hold on to a lot of things, especially with arguments and et cetera. Like there's times where you just have to let it go. You just have to, like, that's the thing that I feel like they have a harder time with females, because females don't let things go.
Yeah.
Always, what do? Something that happened 6 months ago, they'll bring it up at the worst times, right? And it's just not helping the relationship.
Yeah.
You're not helping the relationship by bringing shit that's from 6 or 7, 8 months ago that you're waiting to bring it up. I'm going to get him, he don't know that I know. I'm going to get this. I'm going to bring this shit up in 6 months. No, that's pointless. Talk about it, address it in the moment.
Yeah.
And then be done with, right?
Facts.
So I truly believe that's one of the biggest things, is that we don't communicate enough. And what was it comes back to the bar that I sent you the other day. It says uncommunicated expectation cause premeditated resentment, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. You're not communicating, right? You're not communicating expectations of what you want from your relationship. So that derives into having resentment down the road. So if you fix the situation right then and there, instead of letting it linger for so many years and months or whatever the case, your relationship will get better, because then you understand how each other are communicating to one another. That means if I have an issue with you today, I'm going to bring it up today, not 2 days from now, not a month from now. I'm going to address it today.
Yep.
the moment that I feel something wrong about it. If you don't bring it up then all that time from the moment you do open it up, that's building resentment in that moment, right? And those are premeditated, because in your mind, like, man, she didn't even fucking listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't, like, so you're building all these things in your mind because you never conveyed the communication to the person.
Never let her know.
Yeah. So I think that's probably, learning how to let go was one of the biggest things, I think. And I think communication is probably the most important thing to me. I think you just have to learn how to convey things in a more honest, empathizing way instead of like
empathetic way. Yeah, absolutely.
Empathetic way instead of like a not with the argumentative way, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what happens in a lot of relationships nowadays, that we get so argumentative mindset.
Yeah.
That everybody's into a fight. Like, bro, like, stop fighting. Actually listen to because that's your significant other. That's supposedly to be the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with eventually, right? Because that's the ultimate goal.
Yep.
So if you can't have these small communication skills put in place as it should be, how are you going to expect it in 8 months down the road and that your relationship's going to be any great? No. It's a compound effect. If you don't fucking do it now, over time, it's just because compound effect's going to affect you.
Yep.
And the toxicity is going to build.
Yep.
So avoid all that. Start communicating now, or whatever the problem that you have, convey it to your significant other and be done with. That way, from 6 months down, she can't bring it up, old shit. Yeah. And you can't bring old shit up because it's already communicated about, and then you move forward, and then you move forward to the next one and the next one, and that's where the work is at. But I think a lot of people nowadays, they don't even dare to. I think they just, that's why, because of all the bullshit that they have to deal with, and that's why you think why most men nowadays don't even want a fucking woman anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because they're tired of the bullshit. And that goes for both parties. I'm not taking one side. I'm not just saying the guy's doing it too. I think the females go through the same situation, So, but if you're in a relationship with somebody, I just say, man, just communication is a key thing. If you start communicating off the back, and being transparent with everything, I think relationships will end up a lot better.
Hell yeah.
And that's why I look at my parents. You look at your parents, because they communicate every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you ask them one thing, what's the most important thing in a relationship, or you ask any parent, they'll tell you communicating,
to
your significant other, what needs to be done, what not needs to be done, and what I expect from you, and all these things, you talk about it, and that's how, those relationships are good. That's why old relationships are so much better than new relationships, because they don't communicate.
Thanks. All right, man. We gonna let you go, man. As always, I appreciate the advice, bro. Because I feel like now, you good. Because I feel like now we on the same page. I don't have to scold you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate that. All right, man.
Thanks, bro.
Take it easy, my boy.
Later.
Oh man. Let's get into another one. My guy was spitting though. Guy was just very factual and giving great advice. This guy.
Pick up.
I feel like he's going to call me back in like just a second, so I don't even want to hop in the call because I know. Let me ask you this, Coy, while we're waiting for him to call me back. What, never mind. What's good, my guy?
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. I called you because I had a question. You got a second?
Yeah.
I'm here with Coy. Coy, say what's up, Jay.
What's up, bro?
Coy, what's good, my boy?
Question of the day, and this is what I want to ask you. I want you to go back 10 years, and I want you to give yourself some relationship advice. And mind you, this is you 10 years younger than you are, but in a relationship. What relationship advice would you give yourself?
What relationship advice I give myself? Man, I think the relationship advice I'd give myself would be maybe to ask someone who's who's 10 years older than me. Like, you know,
Hey,
He's trying to cheat the Matrix right there.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, man.
Doctor Strange.
Go ahead. Yeah, no. Go ahead.
I was say, I think a lot of the important questions, you know, that I feel like people should ask themselves, or I wish some of them I ask myself is, I mean, I feel like when you meet your partner, you guys are you're basing everything off of just having fun.
Oh, facts.
You know?
Yeah. Nah, 100%. 100%.
So-
Honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So later on, when you get older and there's real issues and real bills and all that stuff, you guys never talked about how everything's getting covered.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're having kids, like what religion are you? What religion is she? There's different things. Is she gonna be a stay-at-home mom? Not.
Yeah.
All those things that you don't think about when you're younger.
Big things.
Yeah. Very big things.
Yeah.
Damn.
What does that matter? We're having wine in a hot air balloon right now.
You say, but you know what? You know what happened? I didn't tell you I was afraid of heights, and you didn't find out.
Yeah. See? I mean, do you often think like, I mean, we always say this like, damn, I wish someone would have told me, or like, damn, I wish you would have asked for advice. Like, I feel like when we're younger, we get into a relationship and I don't think we think things through. I think it's more of the attraction. Like, oh my gosh, like she's the best. And it's like, is she really?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I think when you're younger, you're going more superficially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? I'll put up with this girl's bullshit because she looks good.
And vice
Yeah.
versa. And vice versa. Women will
Yeah.
say, damn. Like, I know he got red flags, but I can fix this.
Yeah, but he's 6'4".
Yeah.
He has a beard.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I think but once it gets down, you know, to the, you know, the underbelly stuff and all those things that stuff just fades. And, you know, if you guys are on the same page, no matter how good looking or whatever she is superficially or he is, those things start to fade because you start seeing them in a different light.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that Ritz is turning into a saltine real quick, boy.
Yeah. And other guys or other girls might look at your partner and be like, damn, they look good, so they must be all it. But then they don't know any of their issues or childhood traumas or money issues, or this fool ain't got no job, but he just, you know, he's a good looking dude, and they're just like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think that's a question you would want your younger self to ask that person that they're dating? Like what questions would you tell him to ask her? Like now that you're saying that brought that up, like what questions would you tell your younger self? Hey, make sure you ask these questions.
Make sure you ask these questions. I think it's just kind of like, I mean, I think one of the important ones too. Like, hey, how are we gonna raise our kids? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
so
100%.
I'm sure. I mean, I've seen friends of mine where you can tell like the mom and dad are kind of on separate pages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the dad tells them no, the mom tells them no, and then the dad and mom tell them no, go ahead. And how are we going to undermine each other?
Yeah.
And then it just goes unchecked, and then
then it
later
goes
on,
unchecked.
big problems.
So I think it's things like that. I mean, there's questions like that. I mean, financial questions. I mean, who's doing what? You know.
I guess one of my biggest questions now is like, how is your relationship with your family?
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, I want to know. I want to know. I want to know who you hate, who you not riding with. Because when you walk into my life and you see how many people and the relationships I've built and that I have, it could be scary to you because it's uncharted territory. No offense, Jay, because of the way we grew up, we have a lot more friends that we've kept in touch with than, unfortunately, any person we're going to meet. And we don't realize that until, you know, we bring that person into our lives and they're like, wait, y'all know how long? Wait, what? Wait, y'all been friends since what? No.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and there's a sea of fucking people and they're like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, to a person that may have not kept in touch with so many people, they're looking at us like, wow, this is intimidating.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
You know, and that's why sometimes I like to, hey, like maybe, I need to know, no offense, like if we see us traveling down this road, I need to know about those relationships.
Yeah, and I mean, I think at our age now, like, yeah, I need to know why you're single, and
God damn.
why.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And not even just that. I want to know why it's your fault, because both people have a fault in it. I don't care what anyone says. So if you can't tell me what your fault was,
yeah.
If you can't explain to me what your fault was in your last relationship,
100%.
then there's no way you're going to take accountability in a new one.
This guy, hey, Corey, go get the bib again.
Wipe the slate clean.
This guy spitting too. Corey, go get that bib. Jesus.
No way, couldn't have been me.
no way.
Yeah. If you can't admit that you had problems in your last relationship also, I mean, that to me is just no. Oh, okay, later. I'm done dealing with someone who knows everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of.
Man, I appreciate that, Jay. We're gonna let you go, my guy, but damn.
For sure.
All right, man. Stay up. Damn.
Later.
That was good.
Hit me up.
Yeah, later.
All right.
Damn, that motherfucker. I mean,
How many of us, here's a question, how many of us, if we really had our older self come tell us, we would listen? Are we the only, is our 10-year older version of ourselves the only person we would listen to? We don't have that technology now. It's not the Interstellar movie,
I know.
Or is it just nature runs its course?
I think it's Inception. I think you got to plant the idea.
You got to plant the idea. Okay, so who's to say?
I'm not saying you're gonna listen or not.
No, listen.
Go ahead.
Your 10-year-old self, physically impossible right now to go back in time to tell yourself.
No, yeah.
But what if there are signs along the way, like you said, maybe you spoke to a teacher that was telling you something you weren't hearing it. Maybe your dad was telling you something you didn't hear it. Maybe
I don't think we ask those questions.
Yeah.
I don't.
But that goes to me.
Saying?
That goes to my mature level and nature
100%.
running its course. Is that when you're in your 20s, you're not gonna do all the stuff that we're so privy to now. We just all this talk about
100%. No.
All this talk about communication and stuff that ain't happening in your 20s.
I know.
And the only person I think you'll listen to is if you saw yourself walk through the portal. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen? But anything else is just.
I know.
It's just gonna be life and learning.
Right. 100%. But I like to hear what people. I guess the idea of is knowing this podcast. The idea for this episode is hearing what other people are saying and knowing to ask these questions now.
Yeah.
Because you can't go back. But for the single guy now that's going out on dates and that is on Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, yada, yada, yada,
Sure.
and he's going to ask these questions now. And she's like, oh, shit. Damn, I didn't know you were, but now he looks like he's a great communicator.
Yeah.
Because he's asking these questions to understand and learn about her. She's like, oh, my God, he was asking all these deep questions. You know what I'm saying? So let's go one more. Damn, where is he at? Yeah, here he is. Let's get Jack on the phone. Jack, my guy, how we living?
Yo,
It's good, man.
hey,
How's everything?
good, man. How we doing?
Good, man. I'm here with Coy. So what's up, Jack?
Jack, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Coy?
Man, question for you of the day, my guy. I want you to go back 10 years and give yourself some relationship advice. Like, and I'm talking about talk to you as if you were in a relationship and you are, as Coy would put it, walking through a portal to go back and talk to yourself and give yourself advice. What 3 things would you tell yourself?
Take care of myself first, meaning health-wise, mental-wise, and financially.
Yeah, that can't pour from an empty cup. And if you're not happy, you can't make anybody else. That's
and that's really hard because at the end of the day, you got to take care of number one. If number one isn't taken care of, man, life is going to be way more difficult.
What do they say? Charity begins at home. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You can't. No, it's 100% true. I like what he said. Like, you know, like what they say, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, it's hard.
And if you're not happy, like misery loves company. So if you're not happy, I refuse to be miserable together.
Yeah, no, that ain't fun. It ain't healthy. It ain't good. So yeah, that I don't agree with you on that one, man. It's rough.
Yeah, no, it's facts. That's
Yeah,
cool.
man. And then the other thing I would say myself, be a little bit more patient.
Ooh.
I know
Patience
we
is
excited.
suffering, though. Patience is suffering.
Patience
though.
comes from time and maturity too.
Yeah, patience is suffering.
Yeah, man.
Why?
Because we never thought we'd come across things that you think you would never do or see or be part of or explore, and all of a sudden you do come across it and you're like, oh man, I never thought in my life I'd be doing this, or never thought I'd, cross paths with this person, or, explore these things. So those are things I never thought I'd cross my mind, and they do cross, and it happens. So yeah, just being patient, just take your time, man. Be there, enjoy the moment, enjoy what you have, because you never know what's going to come across. Even till now, who knows what's going to happen.
Facts. All right, tell me one more.
Another thing, like, I don't know, let's see, yourself, health-wise, mentally, enjoy the moment, because, it's going to be times where you just, that person comes across, that experience comes across, and enjoy it, because it might be the first and last time you get to do it. Probably take advantage of the situation. If you find a way to make yourself happy with that thing, or with that person, or that situation, take it. But enjoy every moment you can, because you never know if that might be the first or might be the last.
Enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
I like that. Damn, man. I don't know, a lot of people have been saying some good stuff. B was talking to us and telling us, like, you gotta learn to listen, and listen to understand, and not to reply. Like we're so often so eager and ready to jump back and reply and be on the defense mode, when if you take yourself out of the situation and put two people towards the problem at hand, then y'all could, what they say, two people can lift the couch real easy,
Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, 100%.
Yeah, no, and the thing too is being, understanding what's going on with that, because if you do understand where they're coming from, then it makes life easier for you to understand the other person. Because if you're just like you said, you're just jumping gun, and you're not understanding, hey, this person went through these things, or this is how they came up, and things like that. So it's hard for the other person to understand it. But if you're just judging them from what you see, what they've given you, then you're really not understanding that person.
Yeah.
So yeah, be a little bit more wise, be a little bit more patient with that other person, because you never know, what they can bring or what they're going through.
Yeah.
And that way, hey, you know what? You could help that person out. At the end of the day, they might help you, or you make you feel better, because it's nice to help other people, because it's nice to see that person smile, see that person glow, see that person thrive through life, and say, hey, you know what? You were that helpful hand, that helpful hug, that helpful spirit that made me go through these tough times. And, that's priceless in my book, and that's where it helps a lot.
100%.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, bro. I appreciate that, my guy.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. I'll hit you up later.
For sure. All right, boys. All right, take it easy, gentlemen. Thank you.
Damn. I got spit. I mean, we often forget to take care of ourselves. You got to make sure you're good, or else the relationship ain't going to be good.
But then sometimes it goes like, you're selfish. You have to find that line between selfish and taking care of yourself first.
Yeah. I mean, once again, they say it's a thin line between loyalty and stupidity, too. So there's a lot of thin lines going around. But, I mean, in essence, like, I think, I would want my, in my next relationship, I would want my girl to be a little bit selfish with herself. Because I want her to bring her best self to the table.
Okay.
As should she want me to bring my best self to the table. But I guess that's,
But
like you said, like you
find
said.
that line.
Yeah, find that line and just walk it.
As long as you don't hear any, you're so selfish.
Yeah. Oh,
Censor, keep it score.
Since we're keeping score is crazy.
Keeping score should never be a thing.
Hell no, bro. Oh, man.
That's the advice you can give yourself when you're
100%.
younger, too. Just
100%.
operate as well as you can, and everything else will take care of itself. You know? But if you're sitting there worried about this, that, I'm ahead, she's ahead, you ain't getting nowhere.
Hell no. Because she's rowing, she's on the left side rowing, and you're on the right side. If you're rowing faster than her, you're going to go in circles.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's get up out of here. First, foremost, I want to thank everybody for listening, whether you listen to it on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pandora, Audible, or YouTube, or you downloaded that Men Don't Know podcast app. I cannot thank y'all enough. Merch store is open as always, but hit me up on Instagram at Men Don't Know, Twitter at Men Don't Know 1, shoot me an email, Chris at MenDon'tKnow.com, or hop on the MenDon'Know.com website, shoot me a message, call my guy. We are out.